Okay. How you guys got to this here?
Well, so here's my question for you. What kind of bear is this?
It's a grizzly.
Grizzly.
Black bears and brown bears.
I think it's a brown bear.
It's a brown bear. You think it's a grizzly?
I
Why?
saw brown bear and grizzly bear were the same. No?
Brown bear and grizzly, tomato are the same. Black bear is different. So we have black bears and brown bears, and you think this is a brown bear?
Yeah.
Because why?
They're brown
It's brown
and it's small.
and
You
small. Okay.
you know why they're big. You know why? Why?
They have a hump on their back. That's how you can tell the difference between a grizzly and a black bear.
That's one of the keys. See these two pelts?
They're right here. I know. The color.
Well, see those two pelts? Those are both black bear.
Oh no.
So black bear can be brown, brown bear can be black.
Can't black bear be
Black
white?
bear can be blonde, brown bear can be cinnamon.
The one we saw the other day was the black bear. We saw a grizzly. I don't think it had a shoe. It would really be a black bear. Yeah, we also had the hump.
It's up, folks.
And it was small compared to the elk. Don't black.
That's the
So, when you see a bear, these are the 4 things I tell people to look for to figure out what kind of bear it is. Number 1, the hump. He lost his hump. But black grizzlies have that big hump. That's the easiest thing to see.
We were looking through a what am I saying? You know, binoculars, looking at bears. We can't distinguish it.
Yep.
It was brown. My mom said it was brown. And she looked at it a little more and she said it had a hump. I'm like,
Look at the ears. See these little ears, little round ears?
yeah.
That's like a teddy bear. That's a grizzly. Black bear ears stand really perky and tall. Not sharp like a dog's, pointed, but round. Look at the nose. It scoops up. That's a grizzly. Black bear, the nose is flat and down like a dog. The last thing is the rump. Black bear's rump sits up higher. A grizzly, from the hump to the rump, will be flat. This is your classic grizzly right here. And what does he have?
A hump?
He's got a hump. What about those ears? Little ears, little round little ears. Big dish face, big round face. I guarantee you if we saw the profile, that nose goes whoop, and from the hump to the rump, straight line.
And
So the other,
difference, so you can tell us that they have like puffed up faces.
well, it's a big, big round face. Whereas a black bear is kind of almost like a little thin dog.
Black bear has
So-
smaller feet too as
Yep.
well.
So here,
And smaller paws.
there's a grizzly. This is the largest grizzly ever shot, 1,200 pounds. This grizzly print is from a grizzly here in Yellowstone, 1,000 pounds. Look at those claws. They don't come that big anymore, 700 to 800 pounds, but 200 pounds on a grizzly, what's the difference? This would be your common black bear, and his nails would be about like that. They got chewed off by a pack rat this winter. So black bears can climb trees. They're like a cat. They have these cat claws. This is a juvenile grizzly, maybe 1 year old. He can certainly climb trees. He's got these little small nails.
One time on one trip, we saw like the bear cubs climbing the tree.
Bear cubs climb a tree and squeak, 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 squeak. So, now that you're bear experts,
Like, isn't there can't black bears have a
what kind of bear?
like a brown bear? It's black bear.
Black bear. Black
Why?
bear.
Because it has the long ears.
Big
It's like a
ears,
dog, and
right?
the face.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
he's
face
a
like
little
a dog.
guy.
See? Oh, it's so cute. My goodness.
And then, this is him on the pathway.
Yeah.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah. It's
And
a
then
baby.
and then I sprayed him right after this. Well, we want to haze him. It's hazing. We want him to move on. He's big enough he could attack a
Was he
kid.
lost or?
He's a cub. He got kicked out by mom. They only keep him for a year, 2 years max. And so after hibernation this winter, mom would probably just said, "You're going." Yep, they let him free, so they kick him out.
Like this one
So
here.
he just was running around here for a month. I sprayed him, and then we haven't seen him since. Once they get a big dose of that capsaicin, look at this nasal cavity on this bear. Think about how sensitive that is. That's why they can smell a mile or 2 miles away. You fill that up with pepper spray.
Cavity, how big it is.
Yeah, you fill that up with pepper spray, you got yourself a bomb. They can't smell, they can't, their mouth drools, their eyes will water, they want nothing to do with it. So it's very effective. Mountain lions is what use raise your hands and scream and yell. Make yourself as big as possible. You see a bear, you just
Slowly
wanna
walk back.
up and create distance. So then one thing, well, what do dogs do when they're mad? Right?
Fight you.
They're stare. So when you stare at a bear, you're challenging.
Yeah, don't.
So you don't want to look at it. You want to just kind of keep it in your peripheral vision. And when you're walking away, don't back up like this. Turn sideways. You're less of an image to the bear. If I'm doing this to you, that's again a challenge. I'm not as big a visual, and you're less likely to trip walking sideways versus
Yeah, backing up.
You trip, you fall. That can trigger a pounce.
Yeah.
They're looking at you, and now you go down, and they're like, "I got you." So that's the general rule. There's
Thank
a rule
you.
that says fight back on a black and play dead on a brown. My question for people when they say that, are you going to know what is attacking you?
Which one's which?
It happens like that. A guy running 2 weeks ago, what did he do wrong here in Island Park?
Running.
He went for a run, so that's like a deer running
Yeah,
through the
we heard
forest
that. We heard about that.
by himself in the morning with no bear spray. Surprise, surprise. And what did he come around the corner and run into? Your worst nightmare.
Oh.
Mama and a cub.
Oh no.
He dropped into the fetal position. The bear looked like it whacked him once because he had, these nails leave puncture wounds and a couple scratches on the neck and on the back. So it probably whacked him around 2 or 3 times and then took off. So,
Wow.
Lucky him.
yep, you're very lucky and, did the wrong thing. 4 things will get you into trouble. A woman was killed in Livingston, Montana.
In tent?
The tent lady.
The tent lady, tell us the
What
story.
did she do wrong?
I don't know.
Food in the tent?
She started with food in her tent, and the bear came to the tent. So she got smart, moved the food out to her car, or she was on a bike ride. So they took the food somewhere else and went back into her tent. And the bear came back to the tent.
The same tent.
No food, but she's there. So he took her.
She's the food.
She became the food. The bear was thinking there's food in there, and she's the food. She probably had, anything, toothpaste, lotion, any, toiletries. Smell, that's tasty. That smells good. So she did some wrong things too. So it's always a
Why?
series. of-
Was she alone?
No, she was with a group.
People
With
just
a group.
watch?
Yeah, but you're in bear country, and so number one, you just hang your food. That's if you're backpacking or camping, you hang your food unless you have a secure location, the trunk of your car. Don't put it in the cab if you can't help it, because cars, they can get into cars.
window, yeah.
Trunks are locked up. Bear boxes. It's at campgrounds. You put your food in there or hang it. Grab a rock, throw it through the tree, put your food up on a branch, 20, 30 feet high, way out on a small branch that nothing can get to it. So that's how you take care of your food in bear country.
That guy that died west Yellowstone, we
So what
kind
happened
of,
there?
Fishing, right?
he was
He-
my friend's friend,
Yeah.
and he knew.
Well, he's a bear expert.
Yeah.
But what happened?
By
He
himself?
went out in the evening by himself fishing, and that bear had a big cache. A cache is food.
Was it like a moose?
Moose, I think it was a
carcass
moose carcass, and so
nearby or something?
he lived more elk, and he said they bury it, and then they'll come back and eat on it, and then they'll bury it again, and so it was not going to leave. They went back the next day, 9 guys, fishing game, everybody out there,
was still around.
trying to haze it, it would not leave, and so they terminated it, and then they found it. So unlucky. That was just unfortunate that who knew?
Right, wrong spot, wrong time.
Wrong spot, wrong time, wrong
Doing
location.
everything he told people not to do.
Yeah, well, and he probably had his bear spray, but didn't have time to deploy.
Because if you spray at a bear and the wind's blowing at you, you're not really going to hit the bear.
It comes out pretty hard. This is a picture of me.
I have a question. Well, isn't this piece right here for berries and veg, veg
So
and plant
Bears
matter?
This is
are-
the cut that you cut to me.
you can. That's me spray. And the bear's on the tree. So he climbed up that tree and. So you can see what it looks like when it's coming out. It's kind of yellow, orangish. And the bear's on the tree on the other side. So it does work. It does work. So bears are like us. They're carnivore or omnivores. What is an omnivore?
Plants and meat.
So how can you tell this is an omnivore?
Because there's molars in the back and
Incisors in the front. So what is a carnivore? Just eats.
Meat.
And so he'll have kind of the same design in the front, carnivore, but in the back they have these very sharp, jagged teeth. Your dog or cat, they're carnivores. And so what is somebody that only eats plants? Herbivore. And so what did an herbivore look like? A moose. He'll have flat molars all in here, and in the front they just have little pickers. And so they can pick a branch off or strip a branch of boards and leaves. So these are the prints. This is a 1,000-pound grizzly. Look how long his nails are. So grizzlies are going to be a lot bigger, 700 to 800 pounds.
Fingers.
Black bears, 300 to 400 pounds. So they're twice the size of a black bear. And so his paws, his nails would be about like that. So black bears can climb trees. They're like cat claws. Shoot.
I have a question.
Shoot.
Which one's more dangerous, a black bear or a grizzly?
They're equally dangerous for two reasons. Why would they get mad at you? We already talked about one. Huh? Food, yeah. What's the other one?
And stacking fat.
What do mamas protect?
Babies.
You got a cub, it's like him running, he ran into a mama and cub, and she's gonna hit him.
Yeah, so I was watching a documentary of like bears, and Yellowstone, they like fed the bears.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, some people teased them.
Fed bear's a dead bear. If you feed a bear, it'll die, because it gets used to being fed by humans.
How come people could feed the videos we saw?
Those are from 50, 60 years ago, before.
The bears saw different back then?
Well, people fed them.
Yeah.
They put all their trash in a big dump in Yellowstone, and the bears, would be 20 bears at the dump. They put all their food in there. So they just didn't have any protections. There was nobody protecting them.
So
Yeah, they'd come up to the car and
So the bears are nicer?
Yeah.
Then?
they were tamer because they were accustomed to human contact. That's not natural. You just get people to stop doing it. That's why when we hear people feeding bear, we give tickets to proper and food storage.
And
You
how
have
much is
food
that
out-
ticket?
Can be a couple $100. Campfire violations, that's what we patrol for. Food violations, fire violations, all that kind of riffraff trash. The amount of trash that people leave. Pack it in. When you go camping, pack it out. You go on vacation, take it in, take it out. Don't leave it behind. We don't have that kind of trash capabilities up here with all the people. If you walk around in our parking lot, the amount of what we call micro trash, the little tear-offs from candy, just little bits and pieces, it all blows around in the park. So it's kind of something we try and take really good pride in, clean this park. So when you're at a park, do you ever take anything from a park? Right? Do you ever leave anything behind in the park? No. Do you even move anything in the park? No. We're preserving it. We want to keep it exactly as is. You come back here 50 years, this will look exactly the same.
Trees will be taller.
Trees will be taller, you'll be bigger and older. I don't know, 107 isn't looking too good the way I'm going. So you guys, I got one more question. You guys play Minecraft? Oh, I got something. You guys want to do something really cool? Let's go break something. Walking along, and there's just some rocks in that pile. They look like anything special?
No.
They're just kind of rocks, aren't they? Well, take that guy. You can keep that guy. That's a whole piece, and you can keep that whole piece.
He's a rock collector.
These are called Apache tears. Apache tears. You know the Indian tribe, the Apaches?
I want to do your job. What do I need to do? I want to do your job. What do I need to do?
Alrighty, so here we go. Let's see what's inside this rock. Obsidian. Look at this. Pure glass obsidian. Here, each of you get a piece. You get a really cool
Oh,
souvenir.
those are pretty. The left one.
There you go. So, There you go.
Thank
This is a real
Wow.
Apache tear. Little tiny pieces, and you kind of see they can be tear shaped. And so the legend is, it's a legend, Apache warriors were in a battle with American soldiers, and they were losing. And so rather than get captured or killed, they just rode their horses off a cliff, and they all died. And when the women found out that all the men had perished, they began crying. And when their tears hit the ground, they called them Apache tears. So these, what you have, are really big Apache tears. You have a whole piece, and you can see what's inside of them.
Thank you.
Absolutely pure.
How would I break this?
Obsidian.
How would I break this?
So what did the natives use obsidian for?
Arrowheads.
There you go. So
How do I break this?
well, you should break it. It's a pure piece. You can show the cracked piece.
Oh,
So here's another story for you. This is a cool one.
okay.
Last year I was camping outside Chow's, and we were camped right next to a little creek, and there was a crossing for hunting, and on this hill they had all this kind of agate. It's a kind of special rock. So I was out there picking up agate, and then all of a sudden I got tired. I went back to the truck, just having my coffee, and I was just sitting there, and I looked down, and voila. What is it?
Crystal.
Geode.
No, it's an agate. Geode's a different kind of rock. It's a
I got
tool.
one.
It's a native tool.
As for
Yeah.
a spear?
No, it doesn't look like
It's a
an
weapon.
arrowhead.
You can use it as
It
a
took me
weapon.
about a week to figure it out. It's right-handed,
Oh, it's to sharpen your.
carver.
Oh,
So you could cut meat, you could cut leather. So it was somebody sitting there processing food, an animal, probably a young woman, because the women were at camp and men were out hunting and gathering. She was small because it's very tiny, but you put your finger right there. It was a perfect. They made tools with rocks.
Oh
So
wow.
you can hold that. Who knows
Those are
how
pretty.
old that could be? 5,000. Who knows when it was made? They've been here for 12,000 years, 10,000
Wow.
years. So it's always fun to find arrowheads because you have to sit there and think, why here? Why would they have an arrowhead here? Why was this rock here? Well, she was using to cut the food up, and it got left behind. Who knows? It got lost. So you always kind of think about the story behind that. And now you've got a really cool volcanic rock.
And this.
Yep, you got an Apache tear, the real thing, and you got a little sample of it.
Thank you.
Oh, I got a rock.
It's like glass.
Guys, give it bye. Bye. Bye.